Good morning. A weekend seemed to be plagued a little by post-European fatigue. You can see that in a lot of results and a little bit of hesitancy from me with some matches yesterday. Let's take a look at the 2.5 goals first. We're evolving with each experience of these neutral markets. We're making distinctions, and the only real way to come up with a strategy or idea is to get yourself straight into the actual markets themselves. Theory is all well and good, but it might not translate into the real world. Aston Villa Man United overs, concerned about unreadability. That was my personal perspective, and I didn't do that. I wouldn't have done that either. Chelsea versus Forest. Chelsea scoring the first half goals. The 83% unders for Forest, so a bit of a battler. Chelsea and Forest, how does this one progress? 1-1. Did we get a goal before half time? For you who like to play over 2.5 goals after 15 minutes. No, we didn't get a first half goal. Certainly, second half, possibility of backing over 1.5 goals. At about evens or higher. Chris Wood turns up. Ka-ching. Now, this Chelsea have an extreme advantage over other European competitors, and it's this. This side, against Ghent, bore absolutely no resemblance to yesterday's side. So there's no excuses from European fatigue for Chelsea. A very, very good defensive display, you'd have to say, from Nottingham Forest again. An obvious play here. Cash out. The red card didn't even get the Chelsea goal. You saw brought the cavalry on later on. And Kunku and João Felix. I don't rate João Felix that much. He's not got that goal merchant vibe about him, has he? So let's have a look. So that would have been a profitable over 1.5 goal play. Brighton and Tottenham, overs all day long. Well, you know the score. Did we get any break? Did we get a chance to get in? Yes, we did. 23rd minute opening goal. So if you back over 2.5 goals, you've got two options, okay? If you really like a match for overs and it's 0-0 after 15 minutes, back over 2.5 goals at enhanced odds. Cash out if you get a first goal in the first half. You make probably 14, 15 quid to a £40 stake. What we also found yesterday is, I think it was every 5 minutes or so, the price dropped by an increment of 0.4. So that was interesting. That way you can measure how long you could stay in a match before you take a tolerable loss. This was overs all day long. I was really tempted to lay spuds. Again, we're talking European hangover. This pervaded a lot of teams, and it was an obvious there. You look at Chelsea. I know they shouldn't have had that hangover. Hangover from Europe. From Europe, just managing a 1-0 win. Couldn't win. And I think his days are numbered, I think, Vincent Kompany. Might want to stick him on a getting sacked punt. This isn't good enough. But having said that, Frankfurt are in excellent form. Let's continue the overs. Brighton and Tottenham, easy as you like. Bristol City and Cardiff, we were reliant on the only one set of stats. First half goal, 88% of Cardiff matches. That was the only stat. So let's have a look at how that progressed. Well, it was a 1-1. Did we get that goal before half time? I don't think we did. No. So yet again, 0-0 at half time, back over 1.5 goals if you fancy it. 54th minute, you're out. I'm not sure this would have been an overs play for me. I don't know the two teams very well at all. Girona and Atletico Bilbao, I would look at overs, and we would have got it comfortably had Bilbao remembered to dispatch a penalty. We did lay the late draw, got a nice profit from that as well. Another delay, boom. 39th minute, get out, guaranteed profit. I would have fancied Atletico Bilbao. They should have won. Missed 2 penalties, the Egypts. So we've got Barcelona. You saw those 3 goals there from Barca. Heidenheim and Leipzig. This is a post-European headache. But if you do overs, let's have a look at how the match progressed. When you're doing overs trading, you don't need over 2.5 goals. I think that's an important distinction to make. You can, again, you make a decision. Am I going to go in? And I didn't, because I just had a little look at this, and you've got to touch it on Man United's about Leipzig. We don't know which one will turn up. The 0-0 merchants. There and there. St. Pauli and Union Berlin. Sides they should be beating on paper quite easily. So I couldn't make my mind up. Post-Champions League again. We're getting that European hangover, which takes away my confidence. But you could have backed over 1.5 goals, second half, get out at the single goal. That's the huge advantage with the 1.5 goal. You need a goal before the 74th minute, 75th minute to get yourself a play. Not too much to ask for. Eintracht Frankfurt and Bayern Munich, well, another European hangover for Bayern. And as I say, Vincent Kompany, not long for this world of management, I don't think. Stuttgart and Hoff. Did we get a first half goal from the Hoff? Of course we did. How dare you? It took a while. But yet, even scoring there in the 45th minute, you're getting out with a £16 green screen. I didn't save the screenshot, alas. 16 quid, backing over 2.5 goals naturally after 15 minutes. Arthur Chavs, fantastic name. Is that Arthur Daly's cousin? Arthur Chavs. So let's carry on with the overs. Lyon and Nantes, that was overs as well. And Reims and Montpellier. Lyon and Nantes, not overs, but an overs trade. There's a distinction. Again, if you're going over 2.5 goals, goal after 15 minutes, and you're out. Syed Benrahma, well known to Hammers fans. So comfortable for Lyon, and you're out. You get your profit. Reims and Montpellier, well, that's overs all day long, but not a qualifier. So as you can see, what this distinction I made yesterday was to focus on odds-on favourites for my overs. I don't know if you'll see the odds here because it's in the My Games facility, so I might have taken away the odds. But look at the score lines. 3 score draws to start with at 2-0. All over 1.5 goals, bear in mind. So far, Fortune Sittard and AZ Alkmaar, depends on when the goal was scored. Well, that would have been bitterly disappointing. Halilovic. So just the first goal, 78th minute. Now, if you did over 1.5 goals second half, you'd probably got out of here, I would say, heading towards a £9 to £12 loss at that time. Probably coming over the 75th minute, you're going to make more of a loss. But again, very poor performance from AZ Alkmaar here. Were they involved in Europe? No, they weren't. Oh, hang on, we're not looking at the right team. Yes, they were. So this is the hangover that pervades. Wherever you see overs normally, it might not just cross the line. So another excellent display by the odds-ons. Oh, sorry, the 2.5 goal choices from the research. So I thought that was excellent. Considering it's early in the season, these are the shorties who tend to deliver. So let's have a look. Ajax and Groningen, 3-1. Stuttgart and a half. Got the goal before half-time. Paulson, I think they've got 2 second-half goals. After a delay. Let's just confirm that. Again, over 1.5 goals second half. What have you got here? A 1.2 favourite. 0-0 at half-time. Backing over 1.5 goals at evens or higher, you're out 56 minutes. It's that easy. 1.2 expected to score before half-time as well, but didn't. Ross County and Celtic ended 2-1. Another European hangover for Celtic, who needed to come from behind to get the win. Manchester City women and West Ham women. Now, I'm torn a little in trusting the ladies' football. You'll see that with the Everton women. And this is 1.06. And this is about 1. 1-5. Not quite in keeping, is it? So I'm still not enamoured with the ladies' football just yet. 10th minute goal for Hemp. It wouldn't have been a qualifier anyway, but what on earth would you have done with this one? Michaela Arteta and Shauna Dyche and their team. 1.06, not a goal to be seen. Bit of tumbleweed going across the screen, as you see. So that's the reason I'm not happy with the playing the ladies' football. It's too inconsistent. The patterns are not there that you'll find for a 1.06 in the men's game. You're more likely to see them deliver comfortably. Birmingham women and Blackburn women, well, 2-0 again. First half goal or second half goal. 26th minute, Quinn goal would have got you out of your overs play. London City Lionesses. Wow, there we go, 5-1. That's more like it, the London City Lionesses. And look at their odds. See, 1.21 are scoring the 5 goals you expect of a 1.06 shot. But the 1.06 shot scores no goals. Leicester women against Palace women, 0-2. Did we get a goal before half-time? Or did we back over 0.5 goals? Over 1.5 goals second half. And I think as I move forward, I'm more taken with the over 1.5 goals second half because it's more easily reachable. As the split was changed for 4 goals. Benfica, I think that was abandoned. So let's just check. I think the Benfica game was abandoned. So no play there. And FCSB should have been a trade yesterday. I was watching this one. We've got the equaliser from Steaua Bucharest. And look at their pre-match odds, ladies and gentlemen. 1.33. What are you going to get? 1.33? Goal before half-time. Preferably post 15th minute. Not so yesterday. But it was a trade. Come from behind trade. And Rangers, I didn't stay up for this one at all. And I wouldn't trust Rangers in their current mental state. They're not quite the Rangers of old. But yet again, if you fancy over 2.5 goals, back it after 15 or more minutes, get a goal before half-time, and you are out. It's what you really should expect of a 1.08 shot, isn't it? But this is really telling. Only a 2-0 win for Rangers at 1.08, so they're not quite delivering to the market's expectation in some games. Looking at the traditional trades yesterday, let's have a look. So we've got Stuttgart and Hoffenheim. I went over 2.5 goals first half after 15 minutes, and that single goal in the 45th minute for Hoffenheim. And you make a £17 green screen. Very nice indeed. Club Brugge and Union Saint-Gilloise. We were a tad unlucky here. I backed Club Brugge at 12.5. I didn't lay Union Saint-Gilloise. Had I laid Union Saint-Gilloise as well, we would have made a profit on the draw. But we got a 1-1. And we had about 7 or 8 minutes left for Club Brugge to get that 2-1. So we're a tad unlucky there. Norrköping and Gothenburg. Over 2.5 goals as well. You can look at the timings here. So 3:30 start. 4:31. Maybe... 4:31 at the second half, is it? And then 4:54, you're out. But a clear overs game yesterday where it was a losing trade if you did the trade for Norrköping to equalise. So this is the advantage of neutral. Malmo and Värnamo, again, over 1.5 goals. 4:27 it was placed. So 3:30 start, 3:30, 3:45, 4 o'clock start, second half, 4:45. So I'm not too sure, but look at it, over evens, so I must have got a play out of that one. You can see there, I did, obviously, it looks as if I did cash out. Naughty boy. Let's have a look at the Malmo match. When should I have cashed out? Against Värnamo. So 0-0 at half-time. You're going to back over 1.5 goals here. Malmo's reputation precedes them. 55th minute goal, and you're out. Excellent. So this started at 3:30, so that should have been 3:30, 4:15. Yeah, 4:30, about 4:50 p.m. We should have got the out at 4:27 in. And I didn't cash out, did I? But I should have cashed out at 4.50. So you just see a small gap of 20 minutes there. Bristol City and Cardiff, again, neutral with the overs. Heidenheim and Leipzig, 1.75. What was this? The match odds, backing Leipzig, laying the draw late on, indeed. So that was a lay the draw. And if you've got any ideas about this lay the draw, let me know, because that liability is too high relative to all my other liabilities, my other trading strategies. This is just too big a hit relative to the bank. So if you've got any ideas how to attack the draw second half, let me know. But did come in with a profit there. Penafiel and Liera, this was a disappointment. Real disappointment. Red carded Penafiel. Liera's stats were just mental. I'm not exaggerating, with something like 25 shots off target for Liera. Obviously, they've got Mr. Magoo playing up front in a close partnership with the Blues guitar legend Blind Lemon Sam, because that is a woeful performance. Manager's probably had a coronary. Lazio and Empoli, easy as you like. I think Empoli must have scored first here. So let's check that one out. Lazio, very reliable this season, particularly at home. This was a very comfortable and confident play. This would have wrapped it all up for you, 51st minute, instead of you waiting for that. So if you did wait for the winner, because what I try to engineer for you is a small loss on the draw to give you that psychological kick to get you to stay in for the bigger profit. Chelsea Forest, we still got overs. Well done, good stuff. And 1.5 goal as well. So you can look at the story of this one. Nearly evens. So the match kicked off at 2 o'clock. Just before half time, I backed over 1.5 goals at 1.82. I saw that as a bit of value. Get out at 1.21 at 3.08, which is just the beginning of the second half. 8 minutes into the second half. Good stuff. Aston Villa Man U, I wouldn't have touched with a barge pole. But I did lay the late draw because Aston Villa brought on Duran, who's scored in the last 3 at home, including a winner against Bayern Munich. So, player with that extreme confidence, bring him on late. See this managerial arc, he's easy in it. Saunders and Nordland. What was this one? This was a strong trade. This is one of my earliest trades of the day. Nordland coming from behind here. So, good stuff. Girona, Atletico Bilbao. Match odds. That was the laying the late draw. Drip laying. So I started my drip lay journey at 1.25 to win, in this instance, a tenner. Just to up it a little bit, because the return you'll get will be a lot bigger, a lot earlier. As you can see here, 18 quid. We only got to 2 steps. I normally do with my drip laying 1.25, 1.19, 1.14, 1.09 and 1.06. So we got 2 ladders in. We still made a very decent return. Sion Andy Verdon Sport. That was the day before, but that was a profitable +1 play. So some good stuff yesterday. Overs we're really making giant strides on, and looking forward to that. So for me, the key is in the list. If you have a list of sides you expect to score goals, and it's obvious with the odds. So let's not make this complicated and try to impress by uncovering overs in a match that you don't know anything about. This is simple. The market's done the work for you. We expect 3 goals, 3 goals, 3 goals, 3 goals, 3 goals. We expect more than 3 with these two, etc. Looking on to today, and it's the international break. And I normally take a break in the international break because international football is really, it's like derby-style matches, every single one. You don't have that backbone of form. You can't do any real trading with the goals because you don't have that backbone of form either. But maybe we can play via the odds. This is the only game today. English League 2, Bradford against Newport, 1.5 favourites, Bradford. Our key stats, over 2.5 goals. Bradford seen 3 goals in 5 of the last 9 matches. Newport scoring record, it should be a high-scoring affair. So we might get some action out of this one this evening. And in a league like this, I would be more happy to try to speak English properly. I would be happier to go for a neutral avenue rather than relying on Bradford. I don't know enough about them. Maybe we can look at the research, because it's a quiet. This is your preview basically, just the one match. But do get your overs head on. English League 2, Premier League, Championship, League 1, League 2. So let's have a look at soccerstats.com, and you can see some patterns emerging. No defeat in 4 at home for Bradford. No draw in 9 for Newport, and 0-0, as you know, is a draw. So should be able to take that 0-0 on late on. Bradford have scored first in 2 of their 4 matches at home. Working our way down. This is the challenge table. As you see, it's lacking, isn't it? We've got absolutely nothing to work with against the top 11 for Bradford. Well, early season top 11, we'll say. And Newport's form, well, 3 defeats away, very heavy. Only winning against old Eric at the bottom there by a single goal. So it looks, with that Newport away form, that they concede heavily. So watch out for that. So that could give you a little boost of confidence if you want to play that match later on. Newport's away form is Danny Dyer. And that is that. We've got, again, with your over 2.5 goal head on, you might want to look at these Pro League under 21s. Headless chickens running after the ball. Tend to be high scoring affairs, just with that youth and enthusiasm. The Danish First Division has not let us down yet. So cue a 0-0 here. It's a very good over 2.5 goal market. We've got Bradford. Premier League 2. You don't need an invitation to do overs in the Premier League 2, do you? So get stuck in there. Working our way down. And that's it. So very quiet day. And as I say, weeks like this, I tend to take a back seat. Particularly Tuesday and Wednesday is going to be quieter than a full house at the Emirates. So just be a little wary. EFL Trophy, that's going to give us some trading angles. So it might not be as quiet a week as I first imagined. Professional Development League and Premier League Cup, again, your overs merchants. I'm not going to get involved with the ladies, I'm afraid. I've just not got that confidence that they will deliver. You saw that yesterday, 1.06. But Bosun did a very good thing. He wanted to have a play, so he laid under 4.5 goals at 1.07. That's good thinking, because you're expecting 5 goals or more with a 1.06 shot. But if they don't deliver, your liability is very, very minuscule. Very good thinking from Bosun there yesterday. So this is all predominantly Cup Day and lower league stuff. Probably a similar story on Wednesday. Again, it's the second tier and late leagues. These are evening leagues in Brazil. 7 o'clock kickoffs for those. I've never touched South American football. I would suggest that would be a good avenue for goals, wouldn't it? So very, very quiet on Wednesday. So I might get on my motorbike and head off down the coast, I think, because this gives me a nice opportunity to have a bit of a break. Very quiet, as you can see. Nothing to appeal. And I think Thursday will be the beginning of the Nations League. So again, if you're going to do overs, we've got the market offering us clues. Now, Greece, they can be very tough to unpack, but we will see. So we're getting some possible overs plays, aren't we? Just based on the market. So that, for me, would be the possible angle in for overs. These are difficult matches to unpack, particularly these kind of matches. 2.1 the favourite, 2.55 the favourite. Probably best left alone. So it all begins on Thursday with the Nations League. I might not be following these. I'll have to decide, because there's a smattering of matches for a 2 a.m. kickoff for me. It's not not a good use of my time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches at 7:45. Not worth me staying up for. You've got to. One of these days, you're going to have to go off on your own, leave the nest, and this will be a prime opportunity for you to try out trading yourself, decision making yourself. Under 21s might offer some hope. We don't have the odds yet. Irish Premier Division, Irish First Division, not much appeals to me there either. So it all kicks off. I wonder if it's carrying on the next week. We can check that out at uk.soccerway.com. So where are we now? The 7th. So international break now. Is it carrying on next week? So we can have a look at that. Indeed it is. So a couple of weeks now of treading water, a bit of quietness. Hopefully we can get some profitable trades out of that. But as I say, it's with only 8 matches kicking off at 2 a.m. my time. It's not a good use of my time. You see why I like live streams on a Saturday and Sunday. You've got multiple kickoffs, multiple countries kicking off at the same time. So it's a very efficient use of your time. This isn't. You're going to be hanging around waiting for a goal in matches which are quite tough to unpack. So the international break will be a bit of a break, but it'll be, I can get on now and again for you, I hope, and we can continue investigating our goals. But what you might want to try over the coming week is picking out your own 2.5 goal matches and see how accurate you are. Don't forget, all you need is a goal after 15 minutes, between 15 minutes and 45 minutes in the first half to yield a profit. If it's 0-0 at half time, you need a goal between the 45th and 75th minutes in order to yield a profit there. So we've got a lot of leeway with those. Have a great day. Day off for me. Bradford look good on paper. So be expectant today. Newport County do not travel well. Have a great day, and I'll see you again tomorrow.